Nobody knows you exist. You need to advertise more. This is a quote by Alex Emoji. And I wanted to make this quick video training and also responding to, you know who you are. You sent me a message on Instagram and you said, I don't want to waste your time. I don't have expendable money right now. But would you be able to answer this? DMing landscapers to see if they need equipment. Is that a good strategy to generate leads? I wanted to make this quick short training to everybody out there that's struggling with generating leads. It's one of the biggest challenges most businesses face because, generating leads is something that changes. It evolves. Okay. Another thing that I wanted to mention, there's generally only two ways on how you can generate leads. Number one, it's either you pay with money or number two, you pay with time. That's just it. And we're going to break all of this down in today's training and talk about all of these and the best strategies on how to do this, right now. To better understand this, there's three main laws when it comes to advertising. Okay. Anything is better than nothing. Something works better than others depending on your industry. There's some people that Instagram would work best, YouTube would work best. Some personalities that maybe have found success based on how they've taken the approach of advertising on YouTube or Instagram. There's not one thing fits all. Nothing works forever. Those are the three main laws when it comes to advertising. Anything is better than nothing. Something works better than others, and nothing works forever. Always remember that, and you're going to be constantly switching your advertising. Again, going back to what I just mentioned earlier, there's two ways on how to generate leads. I've made a very detailed video. You want to check that out on my channel, how to generate leads for a business loan broker or if you can add it somewhere on here on this video. Next, we're going to talk about all of these things as to breaking these down. How to generate lead with money versus how to generate leads through time. Let's just go ahead and put my face down here for a second. Of course, we got the three laws of marketing right there. Either pay with money or pay with time. When you pay with money, we're talking about Facebook ads, IG ads, YouTube ads, Google ads, and etc. You pay. Okay. There are some pros and cons with the pay with money strategy. Number one, it costs more. A lot of people don't have the money in order to execute a paid Facebook marketing campaign. A lot of people don't have the technical know-how. Me, myself, I don't have the technical know-how. It's, Facebook in itself, it's either you get it or you don't, and I definitely don't. I generally would hire somebody to do such ads for me. I do have somebody that's hired that does those type of ads for me, as well as YouTube ads and Google ads. You kind of just have to really, there's a science to doing paid ads. In addition to that, you have to have a way and a system on how to capture these ads, which requires additional knowledge. I'm talking about a funnel. Okay. Paid marketing is a form of kind of casting the biggest net out there. If we're going fishing, if we, go into the ocean and you're casting the biggest net out there. So you're going to be catching everything. And you need to be able to have a systemized way to basically, assess through all what you've captured so you can kind of actually find the diamond in the rut, metaphorically speaking here, of course, as to the people that may qualify for your program that you're offering. So you need to have a funnel. You need to learn how to use the different marketing systems interfaces. Facebook has its own Facebook ad manager. YouTube has its own thing and so forth and so on, if you understand what I'm saying. There is a process before you can do that. There's definitely a financial investment before you can do that. Most people can't really do that. Even some of my students are struggling with generating leads. And there's the pay with time aspect of it. And the general ways that we've looked at this as far as pay with time is marketing to your current audience, your current friends or family, networking events, and the ultimate objective, let's be honest, is to trade name, email, phone numbers so we can add them to our database or CRM so we can market to them. That's what we're trying to do. Okay. And I want you to focus on that. We're talking about BNI groups, small groups, Facebook, and BNIs are cool. They can be very well effective depending on your location. Depending on your charisma, the person that you are. If you're not familiar with what BNI is, you need to look into it. But it's really cool because it's an exclusive. If you join a BNI group, they only allow certain people that feed into certain sectors. So if you got a guy that works as a funding broker, they're not going to allow another guy as a funding broker to come into that specific BNI group. If you're a realtor, then you'll be it's a really cool concept. I've had some success with BNI, but it's not so consistent to depend on feeding your family unless you got a really good connect. Then you're talking about Facebook groups. This is the people that, and you've seen the trainings out there. People talk about go to different Facebook group, post. Is it effective? I mean, it's like winning the lottery type of thing, in my opinion. The LinkedIn approach as well. And the reason why I give it that label as if winning the lottery is because it's a hit and miss. A lot of people are doing these strategies. A lot of these strategies are kind of, worn out. We've tapped into these strategies for so long, that how many people are really seeking to their LinkedIn inbox to find a business loan broker or it happens. Don't get me wrong. If your social media profile is optimized, then it's a possibility. What I mean by optimized social media is if you're providing enough value in your social media, then yes, people will look at you as an authority. May reach out to you if you DM them on LinkedIn or Facebook and all these other different profiles, But we're specifically talking about somebody that is brand new in the industry. You're broke, you just paid for my training and you don't have any other money, or you didn't even pay for my training. Maybe you got Wealthy Middleman Masterclass and you understand the products. By the way, link in the description. Maybe you've gotten the commission cheat code and, you're just struggling with generating leads. What do you do about this? And we're going to be covering that here in our training today. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. And we're going to be talking about even comparing it from a man-hour standpoint. If you really think about it, when we're talking about, friends and family, you're either talking verbally or communicating with them through text message or something like that. How much man hours does that really generally takes? Networking events, plan to go, travel, get ready, go there, whatever it is, talk to a lot of people. Maybe there's a speaker or whatever it is. You're trying to connect. There's a lot of, you get what I'm saying. BNI groups requires a huge commitment, or similar groups requires, you to attend the weekly meetings and all of those good things in order for you to socialize. And people do business with people they know and like. That will never change. Okay? People do business with people they know and like. And how you cultivate that relationship is completely up to you. We live in a technological age, where everything works. Remember, I mentioned earlier the 3 rules of marketing. One of the last rule of marketing was what? Nothing works forever. Something works better than others, but anything is better than, again. So if you're doing any of these things, I'm not knocking it. Okay. Can you generate leads through doing any one of these type of, pay with time strategies? Absolutely. Can they be consistent? Depends, but it's going to require, again, that extra layer of developing and building rapport, building that relationship, which is not needed when you're talking about doing paid marketing. Paid marketing is like, boom, you just get that. So allow me to introduce you to Scrapebox. Okay. What I call the holy trinity of marketing. What they call the Swiss Army knife of marketing, the most powerful SEO tool for its kind, used SEO companies and freelancers all over the world, trusted by major Fortune 500 companies. Okay. Scrapebox is a beast. Okay. And luckily I got introduced to this by one of our students. One of the benefits of working with us, we definitely do have weekly meetings and collaborate each week on different ideas. One of them being lead generation. So on today's training, as we continue on, I'm going to talk about how to use Scrapebox. We're going to talk about some of the different issues, if you're one of my students, have had with Scrapebox, and how to properly use it. And I'm giving this free training online to help different brokers out there to understand the wealth of knowledge you get when you join our training program. These are the kind of things that we're going to be teaching you so you can accelerate your growth. You got somebody there, as I started this video, that is simply using what I call outdated tactics. Could they be effective? Yes. Could they be something that, is it a good way for him to spend his time? It's just not the best way, because as I mentioned earlier, when you're talking about from a man-hour standpoint, all of these things takes hours, with no really guarantee. And I'm going to show you how you can use a system like Scrapebox that can, have you reach out to thousands of people. You go to a networking event. I mean, how many people are there? 20, 30, maybe 100. Go to a BNI group. How many people are there? How many times? Facebook groups. How many times you're going to hit that copy and paste? LinkedIn, similar thing. This crappy message. You have to be able to have a way that you can reach out to thousands and thousands of people without spending too much of your manpower. And that's what Scrapebox, the holy trinity of free marketing, gives you. And what does Scrapebox solve? It solves a get unlimited people to market to. Okay, because you one of those. I used to do this early on. I just advertised to the same market because that's the only people that I had. Those are the name and email, phone numbers that I had. You get personalization and credibility. It's very industry specific. It works very similar to Google, as you'll see here when I show you this. You can get email, phone numbers, better targeting. And with using kind of common sense, as I teach you in my training, how you market to these people, Scrapebox could be a game changer for you. It really could. So instead of you wasting your time trying to do those other stuff, let's use Scrapebox. And let me show you how to use Scrapebox, okay? Scrapebox, the cool thing about it too is it's a one-time payment of $97. They do not have an affiliate link. I wish they did because I would drop it right on the link below, but they don't. So go ahead and pay it. It takes about a couple of days to get, I think 24 to 48 hours for them to send you your activation code. But once you send your activation code, you will crank up Scrapebox. I'm going to move this out the way as well. And we're going to go ahead and start using Scrapebox. This is Scrapebox. And it's a powerful tool. So real quick, this is Scrapebox on your screen. Let's go ahead and understand what it does. It works very similar to a Google search. When you go to google.com and you do a search, this is basically what Scrapebox does, but it goes much deeper than that. When you do a search on Google, the main objective is Google will provide you different links. If I do a search on, let's go to google.com, okay? And if I do a search on event planners in Atlanta, Google is going to provide me links, okay? This right here. So it's really important for you to understand how Google works, so you can better understand what Scrapebox does. Now, within each one of these links, these are clearly businesses trying to promote their event planning business, right? Now, what Scrapebox allows you to do is by using these links, it will go out there and scrape all the contact details out of these links. I'm talking about name, email, phone numbers, the reason why you're going to those marketing events, right? Now, once I'm going to show you how this scrapes that information, but common sense will tell you what we do with that information once we get it. And in my training, I teach you how to actually effectively use that information, but let's specifically focus on how to actually get that data. Number one, understanding that Scrapebox works just like Google. You do a search and you hit search and it will pop up a bunch of different links and you'll do whatever you need to do. Scrapebox had an additional layer where it actually can grab those URL links from those specific links. Now, this right here is where you put all your keywords. Now, this is really important right here, and especially if you're one of my students and you've had issues with Scrapebox, this is one of the trainings that you need to really pay attention to. So there's what we call a custom harvester. This is kind of the basic Scrapebox right here. And then there is a beta harvester. I'm going to show you the difference here. Okay, so let's say Atlanta event planners. Okay, now it's really important to understand that when you do a search on Google, you're limited to about 200 search results. There's a way to change that on Google, but on Scrapebox, this might even say 1,000 right here, but it's going to be limited to about 200. I'm just going to leave it as 1,000, okay? But you're limited to about 200 results per keyword. I want you to keep that in mind. Now, one thing that I also need you to understand is the Scrapebox, given the fact that it's acting just like Google and it's going to go to multiple different search engines and search, you don't want your IP address to be blacklisted, blocked, or whatever the case might be. So it's highly recommended that you use what we call as a VPN. There's multiple different VPNs out there. There's tons of VPNs out there. So you want to go out there and grab you a nice, good VPN that you want to use. But I want to explain this so it just makes sense. Number one, you're doing searches on the internet in a similar search engine like Google, and you're going to be searching for the specific industry that you intend to market to. In the scenario that we're going to be using here, we're talking about event planners. You're going to do the keyword searches right here and understand that you're going to get 200 searches per keyword. So you might want to switch it around and, kind of put on there Atlanta, okay, event planners Atlanta. This is another variation of exactly what I'm trying to get. Atlanta event planners. Okay. Event planning in Atlanta. You get the point. Okay, there's different ways that I'm trying to type it so he can give us more as far as links that we're going to be using to extract data from. I got my IP addresses, my VPN loaded. It's all connected to a VPN, critically important. Why is this important? I want to emphasize on this. If you're constantly using Scrapebox to do and extract these searches, and if this thing it's like a bot, which going out there and it's going to be doing searches on multiple different search engines at the same time. Let me give you an example. As you can see, once I do the domains, the keywords right here, I click start harvesting. These are all the different domains that it's going to hit. All these domains at the same time. And the way you start doing it, you just click search and it's going to search all these domains. As you can see, it's pulling those links out of each one of these domains from YouTube videos and everything. Look how amazing this is. Okay. Disregard all the stuff going on because I know Scrapebox UI is not the best, but just follow these simple instructions that I'm giving you. Simply enter the keyword here, give a few different variations of the keyword. You want to focus on a specific industry, okay? And as you can see, what it did is it got 0 from Google, 0 from Bing, and I'm going to show you why, and I'm going to show you how to fix that. And this is one of the trainings that a lot of my students were having issues with, so please pay attention. Let me go ahead and zoom in so you can see what I'm talking about here. Can we zoom in? Okay, cool. Let me just bring this screen a little bit better so it's more visually pleasing for people with challenges. So this is a result of my scrape. Let me move my face out of the way too. Okay. So these are the results that it given me right here. As you can see, and it's per keyword, right? Google didn't do anything. I will show you how to fix that. Yahoo and so forth and so on. You can see the YouTube videos and so forth and so on, right? These are all the different search engines that we extracted, right? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back, right? And I'm going to go ahead. And as soon as I close this, these, whatever I did is going to pop up right here. As you can see, I just went back and I closed this and all those URLs are going to go right here. Okay. The next step is I got to tell Scrapebox now to grab and check for any emails. Grab emails by crawling these sites. Okay. Now I click this button and Scrapebox is going to do what? It's going to start grabbing email addresses by looking at every single one of those URLs that I just scraped by, all those search engines. Now, here in a second, we're going to go back and fix the issue as it pertains to Google because Google is a very, very important, search engine that we need to extract data from. I'm going to call this Event Planners Atlanta folder. As you can see on my desktop, I just created a folder and I called it Event Planners Atlanta. This is where we're going to save all our work. Okay. I'm going to let this do the scraping. This is going to take, a second. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer than expected, but just let it do its thing. As you can see, I started it. It's popping up emails right here, and it's just going to start loading up multiple other emails here in just a second. Okay. Emails retrieved for queue, current level. I'm going to pause this video for the sake of the video because this takes a while. I want to describe a few things. As you can see, the email is just popping up right there. So these are the unique URLs that are in queue to be scraped, if you want to call it that. This is what the current level is. The level pertains to how deep do you want the scraping to be done. As you know, there's websites that have different layers. There's that first layer, then sometimes you have to click again in order to get some more information like the contact us and so forth and so on. So you can set it to go to 5 different layers. And I'm going to show you how to do that setting here in just a second. I don't want to stop this scraping, but do you see what's going on here? This thing is just going out here and it's scraping a bunch of different emails. I'm going to show you how to clean this up as well. Because, like these type of emails, we don't want none of this stuff, but it's going out there and it's scraping a lot of data. I'm going to pause this video. We're going to let this do its thing and we're going to come back. After we come back, there's going to be 2 things that we're going to discuss here that I promise you. One, we're going to discuss how to do the, the levels. And then next, we're going to also discuss, how to clean this, clean clean the emails. We're going to also discuss, the issue with Google. The issue with Google. We're not going to discuss cleaning emails right now. We're going to discuss the issue with Google because as you saw, whenever we did the scraping earlier, it didn't scrape from Google. That's one very critical search engine that they did not scrape from. So we're going to let this do its thing, and we're going to come back as soon as this gets done. We're going to save this information. We've got our folder here, the event planners folder for Atlanta. We're just going to scrape this up and build this up, and then we're going to go from there. So we're going to go ahead and stop this. And the reason why is I don't want to make this video too long, and it's taking a little bit longer than expected. But before I stop it, I want to kind of point out a few things. As you can see, there's currently 35,000 URLs in queue. We've extracted about 215 emails so far. I'm going to go ahead and hit stop. This is just simple as just hit that button and it will just stop. And we've extracted, 215 emails. As you can see, it's started working into the second layer. Look how many URLs are there. Ideally, this is something that I will always recommend to my students, that you want to do this maybe at night and just let this thing run. Or when you go, you have 5 hours where you don't have, 3 to 5 hours, or maybe even more, that you're not using your computer, and then just let this thing run. But it does get really good data. Let's look at, a little bit, move my face out the way, a little bit of the type of data that we just extracted on here. This is the information that we've extracted and where the information is came from. Okay, let me see here. As you can see right here, really good name, emails, and phone numbers. How many networking events would you have to go to in order to get such details? As you can see, really good data, really good raw data that is given to you just right there from so many different stuff, Atlanta, Juice Studios. I mean, as you can see, really good stuff. And we didn't even get done yet. There's like 35,000 emails in queue. We're just in the second layer. It's supposed to go all the way to 5 layers. But one of the things that I wanted to point out when I came back was, of course, the levels. How do you set up the levels so you can tell it to go to deeper levels? Here, man, that thing is not available right now. So let me do this. Let me show you that here in just a second. So it's real simple. You come to settings right here and you select this right here as far as how many layers that you want to extract. The more layers that you set on here, as you can see, the longer it will take to extract those emails. But now let's get back on here and see what we can do with this data. And keep in mind, we didn't even finish. There was so many different URLs that are in queue that were just in the second layer, and we've already extracted 215, and it's been about maybe 10, 15 minutes. But I'm trying to get this video out to you. So next, what you want to do is you can export the emails as text. So let's do that. Let's export them as text. Export email with URLs. I don't care about the URLs. Export emails as text. And I'm going to save them right into my Atlanta folder, my event planners Atlanta folder that I created. Event planners Atlanta. Okay. What is list? I'm gonna just call this list number 1. Okay, because that's the first list. Because remember, we had an issue before, and a lot of my students have had issues with the Google search engines, the Bing search engine. I remember when we did, and I'm gonna go ahead and click exit. I'm gonna make sure my document is saved. Remember when we clicked that that document, list number 1 is saved. I can open it up right here, and I can see all the emails right there, nice and clean. Okay. This is list number 1. Okay, really good emails. I'm gonna show you how to clean this up. As well. You want to clean it before you start using it. So now let me go ahead and show you how to fix the email thing. And this is how you use the beta scraper. This is critically important. So anybody that's reached out is having issues as far as the extracting from Google and other different services. What I meant by that is whenever you clicked right here with the main scraper and you start doing the start harvesting, you noticed that Google, Bing did not scrape, as you can see right there. Okay, I'm gonna let this scraping thing go through, and you're gonna see what I'm trying to solve here. As you can see, Yahoo, YouTube videos is being scraped, search.com is being scraped. All of those are being scraped except the most valuable, in my opinion, search engine, which is Google and Bing. As you can see, the ones in red, have issues. So you want to do the scraping twice. You want to do the scraping with the custom harvester. Then the next thing that you want to do is you want to click this button that says beta. And as soon as you click beta and click start harvesting, this little thing is going to pop up. Okay. Just follow my instructions. Okay. Don't let any of these buttons and the way this thing looks confuse you. Just follow these instructions. They're very simple. So what you want to do is really simple. Okay. Once things pops up, you want to select the search engines that you didn't get, results from. Google, Bing to be exact. I'm gonna select all of them, even Yahoo, because I'm gonna see where it's scraping from. Okay. Make sure your VPN is active. I would even recommend right now, it might be a good idea to change VPNs and go to a different VPN. The critical thing to understand here is know what the heck you're doing. What's going on here is you're using a bot to do multiple searches. Okay. Remember what you were doing here with when you were doing here with Facebook and LinkedIn, and you were doing all this crap manually and posting with different groups, and you're not pay with money. We're talking about pay with time. Pay with time, whatever you're doing the networking events and the LinkedIn, and you're, especially with LinkedIn, you're copying and paste. What you're doing here, you're using bots to do this, and they're doing this, doing so many multiple search inquiries at an instant. So you want to protect your IP address. That's why we masked it. So again, same process. I'm gonna search these engines, and the reason why they do this, they're doing this beta on the searches on Google, Bing, on beta, because Google is constantly updating their system to fight these scraping tools. So as they update them, they're also updating the different scraping tools to make sure they're keeping up with Google. This right here, I'm gonna just put 1,000 search results per keyword, and the reason why is Google has a limit for 200 per page, but all the other search engines, I'm not sure what their limit is. So again, understanding what you're doing is critically important. This is one of those videos that you will have to watch more than one time to understand what's going on. Click start. Same process. It's going to do what first? It's going to scrape for links. It's going to be scraping for links. That's what it's doing. So it's going to scrape for links. It's going to take it just a minute. The first step is always the links. And then after and it's telling you what engine it's getting it from, as you can see right there. Then after it scrapes for links, then we tell it to next is go ahead and grab emails and emails. I think it's grab emails from these links. I don't believe you can grab phone numbers yet. That's another thing that Scrapebox needs to add on there is just the phone numbers. But the emails is first, and this thing is just going to go ahead and grab emails. And please comment below if you've seen something like this. Scrapebox is a tool that really blew my mind when I found out about it. So if you appreciate this type of content, if you can, I'd really appreciate it. Like, comment, collaborate below, because this is something that could be a game changer for your business, regardless of what your business is, whatever you're doing. Mainly this is something that I help with some of my business loan brokers that, don't have the resources in order for them to execute some paid marketing type of plan, because those require more than just spending $10, $20 a day on Facebook ads. You have to have the infrastructure. This is for some of the people that don't have the time to build the infrastructure, the funnels. If you're in my course, of course, I do provide you what we call as a trust funnel. There's a video that I created on here. You should probably see or do a YouTube search on my channel on the trust funnel. Really amazing video. We do provide a trust funnel that we give people that they can immediately get in started with, paid ads, because that funnel is going to take care of everything for them. But as you can see, this thing is going to continue doing its thing right here. As you can see, it started with Bing, then it moved to DuckDuckGo. It's going based on this list right here. And it's just going to proceed on to the next one, and then it's going to hit Google, and it's going to continue just going on. I want to point out that as you're doing the searches on Google, using the Google search engine, you're going to see this pop up. Maybe it's a security, what do you call it, antivirus. It's going to pop up to let you know that Google is trying to access your system. This is very, very normal, as you will see that pops up. And what I did was, just to kind of speed this up, I went ahead and exported the list for everything that we got from Yahoo and a few the Bing and all this other stuff. And I just wanted to get straight to Google to show you how to get down to Google. So as you can see, all this stuff is popping up. That is Google doing its scraping and getting down to it. But I wanted to kind of just show you, if you see anything like this, don't be alarmed. An application called Google, because I want you to understand how this tool is working and what's going on in the system. It's going out there and doing these searches using a bot. using a bot. And with that said, I wanted to mention something. You can really get technical with this and even add some proxies beyond just using VPNs. Proxies are really, really good to use because proxies allow you to, a VPN can look like a VPN. It can look like it's being masked versus a proxy. A proxy is completely different. If you're, I'm not going to turn this into a technical video, but if you understand what a proxy is, you can purchase proxies that will give you much cleaner and much better results than what you can with just a regular VPN. And once you have your proxy set up, you can just load them up right here. Click on load your proxies, or you can just click, you can add them in there manually as well. And once you're ready to use proxies, you just click that button that says use proxies, and it will allow you to start using your proxies. As you can see, all the information from Google is auto-populating in there. So this is for anybody that's had an issue with using Google as a source to extract the links. It can be a bit tricky because Google is always fighting these Scrapebox type of features. But it is definitely very possible. And as I said, and I'll do the recap again once this finishes scraping Google here as to what and how you can activate the Google aspect of it. As you can see, I did there. And I believe I mentioned the proxies. I don't want to get technical, but the proxies are really, really key. That IP address is a clean IP address. And a VPN is one way, but Google sometimes recognizes the VPNs, and that's one of the reasons why you maybe are not extracting from Google or Yahoo, any of these major search engines, is because of that IP address. I will tell you this, and this is a really great tip. If you have AT&T as an internet provider, AT&T uses this thing. It's not I think it's non-static IP or static IP, where they change your IP address every time that you reset the router. You can see how that could be really, really helpful for you because you get a clean IP address. It's not a VPN. A VPN is usually an IP address that's used by multiple different other people. So those are generally blocked. But if you can get a clean IP address every single time that you reset your router, think about that. That could be really amazing for you. And anyway, so I just want to kind of throw that out there. And I think AT&T and a few other different internet providers do offer something very similar to that. But this is all the stuff from Google. So I'm going to show you now next. What we're going to do is we're going to export the URLs. I'm going to put it into our Atlanta folder. List number 1. This is list 2, Google list. Okay, and I'm going to close this. Let me see what else that I wanted to show you on here. I don't think so. I don't think I had anything else to show you on here. This is just I was showing you how to do the searches on Google. So now, we want to go ahead, and this is, by the way, I want you to know, I forgot to show you just that a second ago. Immediately after you stop the extraction and once you close this, all the URLs go right here. They immediately do, okay? So you don't even have to check it or anything like that. I want you to know all the Google list that I just pulled right there, all those URLs immediately went to this section right here. As you can see, the party, Slate, Atlanta, whatever, is that one right there. And you can see all in order. It automatically just goes in there. And the next step, if you're following along, is to grab the email addresses. Grab email addresses by crawling these sites, okay? You can come right here. As a reminder, you can choose the different levels. I always wanted to go level 5, but for the sake of this video, you just choose all levels, And for the sake of the video, we're gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna pause it soon because we don't want to take too long. But you just click start, and it starts extracting all the emails from all those URLs. Look how magical this is. Okay, let me move this thing out the way. I guess you guys can't see it. There it is. So you guys can see that. It's just just magical the way this thing works. Now, think about this. As a way for you to sit there every single day, when you're getting started as a business loan broker, you do not have that many people to talk to. This is a way where you can start promoting your business. This is a way that you can, another benefit behind the keyword searching is people are sick and tired. Let me go ahead and put my face out there and really talk to y'all about the next step of marketing. The reason why we're specifically focusing on two things. We're focusing on the region and we're focusing on a specific industry, okay? Because this is going to help us when we're trying to customize our marketing material. Why am I saying this? When you start marketing and you're so generic with your BS marketing, hey, we offer you funding, work with us, or we can get you 0% interest of credit cards. Everybody is saying the same thing, okay? You need to be able to speak directly with your avatar. And specifically for today's training today, our avatar was Atlanta, event planners. Okay, so we need to speak event planning language, okay? And we use AI to help us do that. And in our training, I show you how to do that. You focus on this specific industry, Atlanta event planners, and our copy, our marketing materials is going to specifically identify them. Are you an event planner in Atlanta, or whatever the name of their business, your event planner in Atlanta. We've helped event planners access capital, working capital, whatever the language is, and we train you how to do this. Another thing is you try to focus on the pain points of certain industries that you're targeting. What do I mean by this? Look at a specific industry in a specific region and try to find at least 4 pain points that you can target as it pertains to that specific industry. Let's just say it's restaurants. Restaurants usually have issues with what? They have issues with trying to hit payroll. Okay, they have issues with getting new equipment. Maybe fridge goes out or whatever it is. They usually have issues with maybe they want to purchase expand their business, a different site. Maybe they want issues with marketing. Okay, so now you have 4 issues. Okay, now next, because again, you right here, first you're very specific with the region and industry. Next, you targeted specific issues specific to that region and industry, more so industry, right? Then you're going to use certain prompts that you're going to place on ChatGPT, and I have a training that I teach you how to do that in my training, on how to create a 22 to 25 email marketing series on how to target this market, how to talk to them about their pain points and how you can offer them a solution with your funding options. You can talk about the different funding options we have. And this is where it really makes sense for you to partner up with us. Because what we do is, in addition to the training that we're going to be offering you on how to create this marketing materials, we're also going to provide you with the assets that you need in order for you to attract this audience. What do I mean by this? Let me make it make sense. We're going to send these guys an email. Duh, Brian, of course. Now, we need to have a call to action. What is the call to action? Click to schedule an appointment, right? So we're going to provide you a calendar so they can click and schedule an appointment. Something very similar to Calendly. If you want to pay Calendly $12 a month, great. But it's something we offer free to all our students. In addition to that, we can also offer you what we call a trust funnel, a systemized funnel that shows them they can click. Maybe your email says, click here to apply now, okay? And if they click here to apply now, they go to a funnel that walks them through the application, has video sales letter that discusses the different programs, and you can even get really enhanced and be specific to that industry. You can create videos specific to the industry. Hey, are you an event planner in Atlanta? We're currently focusing on expanding our funding in Atlanta, helping small business owners, event planners specific in Atlanta, with purchasing new equipment, maybe additional capital for outreach, for marketing. And you can literally have a video. What I mean by this is, how do you capture people's attention, man? Okay, stop being so boring behind what you do. And again, our training gives you the breakdown on how to do that. Let's look at what it did here. Out of Google so far, and we've just extracted 2 different layers. Hopefully you can see this right here. Let me kind of zoom in so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. On the left side, unique URLs in queue, 17,000 unique URLs in queue. It's currently, you see how fast that's moving? It's currently just on level 2. And it's extracted about 116 emails. And this is going to continue going on and on and on, okay? So let me continue talking just a little bit more so you guys can, just let that work in the background. What I always suggest as well is you let this work in the background overnight, okay? An excellent way, because a lot of people talk about transitioning from what they're currently doing and to starting doing business loan brokering. The perfect way to do this is if you can dedicate an hour, 2 hours, in order for you to do what I'm teaching you how to do here. You can still have your current job. You can still work your 9 to 5 or whatever it is that you're doing. And this can be a way that you're promoting your business, okay? It's better than cold calling. Why? Because cold calling, you're sitting there back and forth. These people don't know you. They're going to hang up on you. And just really think about it. How many bots are major companies using out there to make these cold calls? How many people, just really, it's not really a good way for you to spend your time. Just like the LinkedIn approach that I was talking about, just like the Facebook approach. How many people, are doing, commenting, hey, click here, we'll help you get funding or whatever it is. Everybody's doing the same thing, okay? So the audience, your avatar, your target audience you're not really capturing their attention, But number one, if you speak their pain points, or if you offer something of value, this is what we're talking about, lead magnets, something we also provide you in our course, lead magnets that can attract them to you. Maybe, Three Paths Lending is a great book. We have a Three Paths Lending matrix. We have multiple different lead magnets specific to each one of the programs. We have a tool, an AI tool that I'm probably going to make a video about it. Okay, I'm going to make a video about it. We have an AI tool that allows you, with certain prompts, it just walks you through creating content for your audience, and it's absolutely free. And I'm going to show you probably here. If I really like you, I'm going to do it on the next video today. If not, we're going to see how much time we have today. If not, there's going to be another video where I talk about this, where you literally can just put on there specific target market as far as your avatar, and it just prompts you. Let me do this. As we're sitting here waiting, I'm going to just give you guys a sneak peek of what I'm talking about, And this is just to answer that gentleman's question as to what do you do when you're just getting started, This is Star Funnels Lead Magnet Creator. It's absolutely free by Deborah Star, whatever her name is, and I really appreciate you for creating this. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to butcher your name, but I'm gonna move my face out the way. And as you can see, the way I started it was very simple, very freaking simple. What is our objective? Our objective is for content. We're trying to get some content here. Okay, so one way you can do this is ChatGPT, or you can use this Star Funnel. ChatGPT is for if you're really excellent with putting prompt. Let me give you an example. Pretend you are a business loan broker and are trying to market to event planners in Atlanta. Okay? I want you to focus on these 4 pain points most event planners have. 1, working capital for marketing. 2, funding for new equipment, because usually event planners have like chairs and stuff like that, so better equipment. Working capital for event locations. Let me see. Funding to expand location or purchase a competing business. Okay. Let me continue on here. And I'm just coming off on top of my head. There's actual training that I have these prompts in my training, but I just want to show you how simple it is utilizing AI instead of you using the old schools of doing things. I want you to create me a 22 email marketing series, and the call to action is for them to click a link to apply. And on some emails, call to action should be for them to click a link and schedule a funding call. Okay? I want you to use a witty, attention-getting personality. Let's see what it comes up with. Push enter. Okay? Perfect. Let's build a 22 email sequence series based on Atlanta event planners. Okay? And we're talking about emails. I can switch it and talk about, I want you to create me Facebook ads. I want you to create me VSL that I can create specific to this industry. And you can create a quick VSL, you have to put yourself out there. Going back to the rules when it comes to marketing, as this thing is generating its thing, what did we talk about when we started here? When we started here, we talked about what? The 3 laws of marketing is anything is better than nothing. So you have to do something. You have to do something. Some things work better than others. Well, how are you going to figure it out? As you can see, marketing has a lot to do with, do you just want to hide behind a computer and just use words? Yeah, the email would work. Do you want to use video, as I do right now, as I'm communicating through video, offering value? When you do videos, you have to offer value. Okay, or there's different ways you can offer the value. You can specifically educate about different products. You can specifically talk about different tactics and tools. You can talk about reviews. You can simply just have videos with you doing reviews with the clients that you've worked with, and that can be the type of value that you offer is showing proof. Showing proof is a huge way on how to market your business. Some things work, and then nothing works forever. So you have to constantly be changing. But I do think, especially if you're getting started in this industry, you have to be spending at least dedicate half of your day to do marketing. Half of your day should be doing marketing. Okay, so let's see what we come up with. Email series, awareness. Okay, curiosity, subject. Okay, cool. All right. Pain points. Okay, dive. Okay, 30. Okay. Would you like me to write out the full? Okay, yeah. Yeah, it was just trying to tell me how it's going to structure the emails, which is cool. It was trying to verify with me. Yeah, write out the full series. And check this out. And you can come back on here and you can tell, because these emails are a bit short. You can come over here, make sure each email is at least 200 words. Let me say this. Let me stop it. Is at least 200 words. Add some testimonials of some previous funding clients. Also mention some of the different products we offer based on our 3 paths of lending. So I want a little bit of longer emails, okay? And I want to offer some testimonials. Look at what I did, okay? Now you tell me, as even the young man that sent me that message, what is way more effective? You doing what you just did, what you mentioned to me that you were doing, or doing this, spending 2 hours a day. Let's see how many emails we have now in Scrapebox as we're doing here. This has extracted 251 emails so far, and it's still doing its thing. It's still on level 2. Or, doing this. Now, what do you think is more effective? Let's see the emails that he came up with. Let's be real. Boosting an event on Instagram these days costs more than a champagne toast, more than the champagne toast. And even if you're trying to run ads in Atlanta during the peak wedding season, the clicks aren't cheap. These are really good emails. Okay. Finally, you can't afford advertising like the premier event planners the event planner you are. That's where credit-based lending path comes in. We help you get 0% financing, 12 months to 18 months, 0% interest, so you can scale your business. Do you see this? Do you see these emails? How much time would it take you to develop such emails? Okay. Check this out. Email number 3, equipment upgrade. Your competitor's boots looks shiny. Want it? Question mark. Picture this. Your competitors just rolled out with a crisp LED screens, brand new sound system, and custom lighting that makes every event look like an award show. Meanwhile, your projector wheezes like from 2008. Again, it's all about learning the different prompts and being effective here when it comes to marketing. But let's get back to this right here, and let's kind of finish our training today. Let's not veer off. Today's training was kind of focusing on how do you get this freaking people to market to? Where do you get their emails from? And hopefully I'm answering that question here by, exposing you, introducing you to Scrapebox, with this training today and how to use it. What I was trying to solve with this video today is, number one, giving you a much better way on how to effectively use certain tools that are out there for you to be able to do what you're supposed to do. Number 2, for my students, if you've had issues with scraping on Google or Yahoo and all the different other tools, hopefully I solved that problem today with this very, very well detailed training. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and stop this. So I'm just going to hit that stop button. Let me go ahead and put this up just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing here. So I'm going to go ahead and stop it. And after I stop it, I'm going to export emails as a text, and I'm going to save this as Atlanta list emails. Okay, so let me just do that. Atlanta list emails. Let me see list number one. What is this list number one? This is Atlanta list email. This is Google emails that I did, and this is all other. Okay, I think, let me see, Google. This was the URLs. Because remember when we did the exporting of the URLs, we did the URLs, all the different search engines together, and then we did the URLs for Google by itself, if you remember. So being organized is huge. Being organized is huge. All other list, Google list. So I'm just going to organize that. So I got two different lists on here. And keep in mind, I did not even let this thing do its, its thing in full. If I could let the thing do its email in full, but I think we got almost, at least probably 1,000 or so emails on here, if I'm not mistaken. We got a lot of emails. Now, I can show you how to take these emails, put them on ChatGPT, and tell ChatGPT to organize them, and tell ChatGPT to find out if they have a first name to figure out what their name is, and if they have a last name to put their name is, and neatly organize it. It's really crazy the way ChatGPT does this, okay? And I'm going to show you how to do it. You know what? No, I think we've made this, we've offered so much value of this video. I don't want to do that right now. But there is a way. The next step is, so number one, you extract the emails with Scrapebox, okay? You want to be very specific, industry, region. Number two, you go ahead and take the emails, put them on ChatGPT, and clean them up, okay? And I'm going to show you, and it's showing you my training, how to do that, clean them up. Worth the middleman, invest a little bit. In order for you to get some more game, if you want to call it that, you have to spend a little bit of money. And worth the middleman, I'll show you how to do that. Next, I show you how to, as I showed you briefly just a moment ago, how to create the copy. And then next, we show you how to plug that into a machine that will send those emails out to you, and then you sit back, relax, and have these appointments on your calendar for people to speak with. That's how you get your business started, okay? And it takes massive action. This system is a system that you can easily execute. Day one, you can easily execute this system, and nobody's training this. So hopefully you appreciate this. Comments down below if you want me to expand on this and teach about all those different other aspects of, creating the emails to go much deeper in there, give you the different prompts that I use, and then also show you how to plug this into a tool, like an email drip campaign tool on how to get these emails, sent out. And if this sounds a little bit technical, what I always advise people to do is you can hire a VA that can be able to do this for you. You can pay somebody literally $50 and tell them that I need you to give me 5,000 emails. This is Scrapebox, which we're going to use. And each week you can have them target a specific industry. Just think about that. Okay. So there's absolutely no reason for you not to be able to do this. And especially if you're using the different tips that I've given you to personalize all your marketing material. You have to personalize all your marketing material. That's critically important. Okay. Let me see. Now, the next step is going to be, once the people get on the phone, you have to be knowledgeable enough in order for you to be able to handle that call. And we teach you in our training how to handle that initial call. If you're one of my students, I'm going to provide you a recent call that I did, and you can see the breakdown in addition to all the different calls that, I've shown you in this training, which I'm going to provide you. You get the exclusive videos. There's going to be an additional call, a Zoom call that I did using our new system, using our trust funnel. And you're going to be able to kind of see me walk through that whole conversation. So hopefully you appreciated this type of training, this different types of videos that I did where I kind of give you a sneak peek of some of the value that you get when you become a student here at Broker Solutions Academy. Hopefully you appreciate this wealth of knowledge. Regardless if you're in the business loan industry, you can see how you can now, if you lack the capital, if you're trying to get your business off the ground, you can literally, it's absolutely possible to do this with $0 and start your marketing absolutely for free. So hopefully you appreciate this. I do appreciate you. Thank you so much, and I will see you on our next one. Comments down below if you like this type of content.